The 19th century was a time of great industrial advancement, a period marked by rapid technological progress and the birth of modern manufacturing. Factories were springing up across the United States, churning out goods at unprecedented rates, revolutionizing the way products were made and consumed. But one industry remained stubbornly tied to the old ways, resisting the wave of mechanization that swept through other sectors. Shoemaking was still a labor-intensive craft, deeply rooted in tradition and manual skill. Skilled artisans, known as cordwainers, meticulously crafted each shoe by hand, dedicating hours to perfecting their craft. At the heart of this process was a crucial step, lasting, a technique that required both precision and patience. This involved shaping the upper part of the shoe around a wooden mold, or last, and securing it to the sole, ensuring a perfect fit. Hand lasting was a slow and arduous task, often taking hours to complete a single pair of shoes. It required strength, precision, and years of experience to master, making it a highly specialized skill. The process was physically demanding and often led to health problems for the workers, who spent long hours in cramped, poorly lit workshops. Despite the challenges, hand lasters were essential to the shoemaking industry, their expertise irreplaceable. They were the bottleneck in the production process, their output determining how many shoes could be made, and thus controlling the pace of the entire industry. This limited the availability and affordability of footwear for the growing population, creating a significant supply-demand imbalance. The demand for shoes was high, but the supply remained frustratingly low, unable to keep up with the needs of the expanding populace. The reliance on hand lasting kept shoe prices relatively high, making shoes a luxury item for many, out of reach for the average worker. A more efficient and cost-effective solution was desperately needed, one that could meet the demands of the market. The industry was ripe for innovation, ready to embrace new methods and technologies. It was a challenge that would soon be met by a determined immigrant with a vision, someone who would change the face of shoemaking forever. Jan Ernst Matzeliger was born in 1852 in Dutch Guiana, present-day Suriname. From a young age, he showed a remarkable aptitude for understanding and working with machines. His father, Ernst Karel Matzeliger Jr., was a third-generation Dutchman of German heritage residing in Paramaribo, the capital of Dutch Guiana. He owned and ran the colonial shipworks, a family business for 3 generations. His mother, of African descent, was a house slave on a plantation his father briefly owned. At 10, Jan Matzeliger began an apprenticeship at the colonial shipworks in Paramaribo, showing a natural talent for machinery and mechanics. At the age of 19, he left Dutch Guiana, working as a mechanic on a Dutch East Indies merchant vessel for several years before settling in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where he first encountered the shoe trade. The city was alive with the sounds of machinery and the hustle and bustle of factory workers. Immigrants from all over the world flocked to this city in search of work. They brought with them diverse skills and dreams, contributing to the vibrant community. Matzeliger was one of them. He was determined to make a name for himself in this new land. By 1877, having learned sufficient English, Dutch being his mother tongue, he moved to Lynn, Massachusetts to pursue his interest in the shoe industry. He eventually found employment at the Harney Brothers Shoe Factory. The work was demanding, but Matzeliger was undeterred. He observed the intricacies of the lasting process and quickly grasped the challenges and limitations of hand lasting. This process was labor-intensive and time-consuming. Recognizing the need for a better way, he was inspired by the machinery he had encountered in his youth. He believed that there had to be a more efficient method. Matzeliger set his mind on creating a machine that could automate the lasting process. He envisioned a device that could perform the work of skilled hand lasters, revolutionizing the shoemaking industry. His innovative spirit drove him to sketch out designs and conceptualize new mechanisms. He spent countless hours tinkering and experimenting in his spare time. His dedication and perseverance were unwavering as he worked tirelessly to bring his vision to life. The lasting process was the most labor-intensive stage of shoemaking, requiring both time and meticulous attention to detail. It involved several steps, each requiring skill and precision, and each step was crucial to the final quality of the shoe. First, the upper part of the shoe, made of leather or cloth, had to be carefully stretched and shaped over a wooden last, ensuring it fit perfectly. This last was a three-dimensional form that gave the shoe its shape and size, acting as a mold for the upper. Next, the upper was tacked to the insole, the inner part of the shoe that provided support and comfort, forming the foundation of the shoe. The tacking had to be done with great care to ensure that the upper was smoothly fitted to the last, avoiding any misalignment. Any wrinkles or creases would result in an uncomfortable and ill-fitting shoe, which could lead to customer dissatisfaction. After tacking, the excess material of the upper was trimmed and folded under the last, creating a smooth edge that would later be concealed by the outsole, ensuring a neat finish. The final step in lasting was attaching the outsole, the bottom part of the shoe, to the insole and upper, completing the basic structure of the shoe. This was typically done using nails or stitches, each method requiring its own set of skills and tools. Each of these steps required a high level of dexterity and experience, as even a small mistake could ruin the entire shoe. Handlasters spent years honing their skills, developing a keen eye for detail and a steady hand, becoming masters of their craft. But even the most skilled lasters could only produce a limited number of shoes per day, as the process was inherently slow and laborious. This created a bottleneck in the production process, frustrating factory owners and limiting the availability of affordable footwear, as demand often outstripped supply. Driven by his vision and fueled by his determination, Matzeliger dedicated himself to finding a solution to the lasting problem. He spent countless evenings and weekends in his workshop, tirelessly experimenting with different mechanisms and designs. He faced numerous setbacks and disappointments along the way, poring over mechanical drawings and meticulously crafting prototypes out of wood and metal. He relentlessly tested and refined his ideas, often working late into the night, fueled by a belief in his vision. He knew that success would be transformative. After several years of experimentation and development, he finally succeeded in creating a working model in 1883. His invention was a marvel of engineering, ingeniously replicating the complex movements of a human hand laster. It used a system of cams, levers, and rollers to automate the lasting process. The machine's operation was both elegant and efficient. His shoe-lasting machine could produce between 150 to 700 pairs of shoes per day, a vast improvement over the manual process, which only allowed a hand laster to produce about 50 pairs of shoes in a day. The introduction of Matzeliger's shoe-lasting machine had a great impact on the shoe industry. It drastically reduced the cost of manufacturing shoes, making them more affordable and accessible to the general public. This invention also helped standardize shoe production, leading to the modern mass production techniques we see today. Despite the significance of his invention, Matzeliger did not live to see its full impact. He died at the young age of 36 on the 24th of August, 1889 from tuberculosis. However, his invention left a lasting legacy, and he is remembered as a pioneering African-American inventor who overcame significant challenges to make a substantial contribution to the industrial world. In recognition of his achievements, Matzeliger was posthumously honored with a U.S. postage stamp in 1991 as part of the Black Heritage series. His work continues to be celebrated for its transformative impact on the shoe industry and its role in the broader history of industrial innovation. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and comment down below. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. See you again soon.